Yesterday, all you guys on Facebook that were watching me yesterday didn't get to hear, I guess, like the first, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes of the stream because of the stinking supposed free to use copy music that I use. I don't use it. I make sure that I don't use anytime I have background music. I make sure that it's not it's free to use type music that that shouldn't be getting me any copyright strikes, but it never ceases to fail on Facebook though. Hey, what are you gonna do? I think Facebook's engine is just over tweaked too much. It just picks up on any music at all. But who knows? Alright. Let me hide my beautiful balding head. You guys don't need to see all that awesomeness. Alright. So, yes. Yesterday was quite a battle. I would have to say so. Shoot, I think the stream itself went on for almost 3 hours. And I was just going back and forth, fighting with it the whole entire time. Trying to get not only trying to get the BIOS, trying to figure out how to get the BIOS updated, but also trying to figure out how to boot up an image on the darn thing. I had to have rebooted and restarted. Rebooted and restarted, same word. Rebooted the server. Probably about 20-25 times yesterday in all my attempts to try to get this to work. But we got it to work, nonetheless. I'm super pumped up, guys. Take a handy drink here. I swear, every time I turn on these lights, it gets dry like that. But the servers have been running all night. It's really not that loud. It just makes, it resonates at a slight hum, which really isn't too bad. And after a while, if you listen to it, it's one of those things that you just forget that's there after a while, and it kind of just drowns away into the background, which is awesome for me. I thought it was going to be a lot louder than that. We're still going to go ahead with making the insulated box there for it. That way it stays cool. And we're going to go over some of the cool management tools and stuff like that that this server has built into it already, because it has some cool management stuff and gauges built into it that we're going to be able to just oversee overlook it, make sure it's not getting too hot and stuff like that. If it is, to go from there. But yeah, whatever. So yeah. So I worked on some slides again today. I kind of liked how the slides went yesterday. I know I really didn't have too many people on the stream though yesterday, but whatever. I think the slides are going to be, I think if I continue to work on the slides are going to be a really nice way for me. I think it's just really cool. I think it's just really nice to add to this stream and stuff like that. Obviously, it also helps for documentation purposes too, because that's one thing that my big sister keeps on helping me about is documentation. I'm not doing the right thing. I'm not doing a good job at documenting what I'm doing and stuff like that. And that's one thing I got to work on better. So I think by building these PowerPoint slides and stuff like that will kind of help me work on my documentation on how I'm working on recording what I'm doing here. So I got coffee on my mustachio. Hey, look at that. It's always like, Joe, how do you always wear the same shirt and the same hat? It's like you got a million of these white shirts and a million of these hats. Pretty sure I do. I'm goofy. All right, enough being said. Let's jump over to the slides. Let's do this. All right, so let's go over today's slides. And let me just pop up the presentation real quick. All right, so you guys can still hear me fine. All right, so let's review. Let's review today. So today's stream objectives. So stream objectives today. So we're gonna recap yesterday's stream. So we're gonna talk about what I want to open up by. I want to open up just by recapping yesterday's stream. So we're gonna also I want to review yesterday's slides too, because I want to just point out, maybe make some notes too. But I want to point out maybe some slides where I might need to make some corrections on and stuff like that too, in them as well. Because I would hate to have put slides out there that now potentially don't have the right information on. So we're gonna work on that maybe today. As we take a look at those slides from yesterday, we're going to review, we're going to review the issues and talk about some of the crossroads that came up during the stream yesterday and during the installation and the boot. What's up? Oh, jeez, did I leave that out there?
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. It must have been banging all over the place. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about some of the issues in the crossroads that came up, and what we were dealing with after the stream had ended, and where kind of like what I was feeling like after the stream had ended and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that today. Also, we're gonna discuss from there. I mean, the brighter part of it all. Let me just go back to make sure I'm on it. What's up, Muffin? You're a little quiet. Am I quiet? Am I? All right. Let me try to fix that. How's that? Does that sound a little bit better? You guys got to tell me how that sounds. See how that sounds? Does that sound a little bit better, guys? Let me just pull it up real quick. Muffin, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Let's check it out real quick. Right. If I do this, though, will this make it better or worse? Okay. Filters. See, that picks up everything, though. You're going to pick up, yeah, you're probably hearing the server in the background, so let's put that back on. And then see how this sounds. This is a little bit different. Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. That should sound better now. Thank you for bringing that up, Muffin. If it doesn't sound, if we still have issues with sound and stuff like that, just bring it up. All right. So again, we're gonna discuss the solutions. So I came up with some solutions, guys, and that's the positive part, and that's what we're gonna get to as we continue on in today's stream here. And then what we're gonna go from there after we discuss the solutions. We're going to follow the steps to a successful ESXi installation. And again, this is a successful installation of ESXi 6.5 on a HP ProLiant Generation 8 server. Okay, so there's some what I found, and again, this is what we're going to recap and stuff like that about. But what I found is there's some limitations behind this particular Generation 8 server. The thing is these servers right now, you can find them pretty cheap. You can find them fairly cheap right now. And they're, I mean, so far, again, shout out to Strong IT. I haven't had any issues with it. Everything so far has worked outstanding. My only limitation was what my limitation yesterday was my knowledge of what the actual limitation behind the server was. It's coming from 2013. All right. So from 2013 to now, you know, there's been some big changes with technologies and whatnot, and you know, things like ESXi, Proxmox, and stuff like that, are, you know, their requirements and stuff like that. You know, things have changed. Updates need to be up. You know, things need to be updated. Dependencies need to be yeah, updated and whatever. You know, everything else that goes behind running these programs in ISO images properly and everything else on such high. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is what I'm learning. This is what I'm trying to understand and get into and everything else. Hello, everybody. Again, welcome to the stream. I'm Joseph Kepler. So again, we're to get to where we were, and again, let's. I don't want to get too much into it right now because I want to get into just discussing everything. So let's continue on. Let's just recap. So let's from here. Let's pull up yesterday's slides real quick. We'll talk about yesterday's slides. So this was yesterday's stream. We don't have to go about that, but this is obviously this is the Hewlett the HP ProLiant DL360p Generation 8. So the Gen 8 HP server here. All right. So this is what I'm rocking. Okay, for gear. All right. And again, these servers at one time, you know, talking brand new, this was you know, about $3.5 grand. But right now, you know, you can find these pretty reasonably priced. This is a 1U form factor. You know, we went over the specs yesterday, but we'll kind of brief over the specs. We won't go too much into it. But I just want to find some parts maybe that we'll talk about inside of yesterday's slides that I might have to fix or adjust because of what I found as, you know, working. So let's go from there. So some of the server features. So this was some of the server features. Again, I have the ASFF driver model. Okay, and it can hold up to a 10 terabyte capacity. I'm sporting the 2 Ion Core 6s. Okay, the two CPUs in there, and I am sporting 64 gigs of RDIMM RAM. Okay, RDIMM RAM. It cannot run ESXi 7.0 muffin. And that was what I was running into. That was part of yesterday. So that was part of yesterday. I didn't realize it couldn't run, you know, you know, like a brand, you know, the most updated version of ESXi. I thought you could just boot up, you know, any version of ESXi on these HP servers and it would be fine. Apparently not. Same thing with Proxmox too, but that Proxmox is another. Proxmox will be another day. Because Proxmox is a whole other thing too, where I have to roll back my version of Proxmox to be able to work on this version of Hewlett Packard server as well. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's fine, but it's the limitations. It's knowing the hardware and knowing how to get to get around that hardware. So again, this is a perfect example of troubleshooting and how to do it. So okay, so again, yeah, so again, so if you can see the maximum, so the maximum capacity, so we could squeeze in 768 gigs of RAM, yada 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 yada. But one thing I do want to point out, and I'm kind of in the way of, and here, let me point myself out of the existence for just one moment. Where am I? Why am I not here? Is this me? No, that's that. Oh, I'm group. Am I group? Alright, I'm group. Okay. So there, I just bumped myself out of existence real quick so we can talk about one thing. We were getting unsupported devices on ESXi 7. So, no, not at all. I didn't even get that far with ESXi 7.0 Muffin. I couldn't even get, and that's one thing else we have to discuss, and that's what I'm going to point out here too. I couldn't even get, the server to recognize a USB as being able to boot off a USB. And I even went through the BIOS settings too, and I even confirmed that the settings were enabled, that it should have been able to boot off of a USB drive, and I tried the sticks in the front of the server. I tried the sticks in the back of the server. It recognized the server. It picked up the actual server. Picked up the actual USB stick, but it just wouldn't boot off of the actual USB stick. Which was one thing. So that was one thing. Again, so we had so that was another thing. Part of it USB. So the ESXi 7.0, the USB stick. A couple of things, but we're going to continue from here. So one thing I do want to point out, and that's right here. And I do have my handy schmandy. Where are ya? Epic pen. I always forget my Epic pen. I love my Epic pen. Alright, Epic pen. Come on. Alright, Epic pen. Alright, so, right. I don't like black. Let's use color. And let's go with this. Okay, so right here. So the HDMI low management engine. So that engine right there. Let me pop myself back up real quick. Bloop, there I am. Oh, I don't want all that. Hold on. That's what I get for making things over and over again. Oh, have they gotten seven to run? So again, so what Muffin's pointing out in the chat, up on over on Twitch, guys, is he's pointing out that others have gotten 7.2 run on these servers before. I just couldn't figure out a way to do it. There's probably a way around it. There's probably, you know, yeah, it's probably a fight and a half. Let alone this was a fight. So let's continue from here. So again, let me point out what I was pointing out. So over here, the HDMI load management engine. What I discovered on that is again, this goes back to me not having a lot of knowledge behind actual physical networking devices and actual server devices. You know what I'm saying? I can play in computers, yada yada yada. I can mess around with packet trays and everything else. But have I got really a lot of hands on? No, I haven't. This is part of me getting hands on. So I didn't realize it, but when you obviously you plug in the into the management port in the back, you automatically have access to a web page on this server. And that web page is an important part of managing this web server. And I'm thinking a lot of the stuff might be disabled on this, and I still got to really dig into what is possibly disabled on this. Because I should be able to boot something off of a USB. And it just totally unsuccessful yesterday. But again, what I discovered yesterday was so we have the HPI load management engine, and that's simply just accessing the management web GUI here on the server, and we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the features and what that features enables, okay? But that was something big, and I just want to point that out real quick before we move on to the next slide here, okay? All right, say that up, and let's move on to the next slide here. All right, so these are just some of the specifications. All right, so we have some operating temperatures, and whatnot. So we have some of the height. Again, remember, very small form factor. We're talking about almost just under 2 inches. Just under 2 inches. The height of the actual server. All right, so it's a 1U. It's a 1U server. All right, very small form factor. All right, depth though it is long. All right, we're talking. This is the chassis with the do you mind? See, though, this same with the chassis, the SFF HDD cage is 27.50 inches, but mine though, and I measured mine is actually 29.50, 29 and a half inches long. Okay, so mine's coming in at 29 and a half inches long. So it's long. That's why, again, so if you look in if you look in the description, guys, you'll see I put a whole bunch of links in there. I had to make sure because I bought it was a pretty nice, decent. It was just a 5U enclosed rack off of Amazon, but the problem was it wasn't deep enough. I really didn't realize how deep I needed or how big this. You know, I looked at the specifications and stuff like that on the server, obviously, but when it came to buying the actual rack, I didn't realize that, you know, I had to get a kind of like a really oversized rack for this. Well, not oversized, but just one that was deep. Whatever. So I got this nice adjustable one. It's real nice. Again, brand new to all of me. So very good. One important thing though, when installing this server, I did find though is making sure that you get those Hewlett Packard rails. They're vital to the installation of that server. So we'll move on. All right, so here's the memory configuration again. So given that I'm sporting RDIMM right now, so I got the RDIMM 2 processor. So I can get away with about 384 gigs of RAM with what I got going on right now. That's if I was to stick with RDIMM as my memory configuration here, guys. Okay. All right. So if I was to move over to LRDIMMs, that's when you can squeeze in the 768 gigs of RAM. All right, let's move on. Again, we went over all this yesterday with some of the front panel components and all the components, front panel LED components and buttons, and Muffin again. I don't know if you were part of this yesterday. But if you're on the Discord, you can also get a copy of these slides and today's slides as well up on my Discord. You can find all of this under the server config channel under my channel, guys. So a copy of all these slides are always located there, and any other neat stuff that's going to be going along with these labs too as well, guys. Okay, so make sure you guys look out there. Again, so just continue on there. Again, this is what we all looked at yesterday. Just some of the links, guys. Remember to check some of these out if you're interested in any of this equipment. This link, especially right here, this is the this link will get you over there. You can actually check out that server. And again, special thanks, shout outs to Strong IT again. For hooking me up with this, with this really nice HP server that I get here. And again, they were super responsive. If I could give them a 10 out of 10, if Amazon allowed me to give them a 10 out of 10, I'll give them a 10 out of 10. So they're going to get a 10 out of 5 from me because I can only give them 5, but I'm giving them 10 anyways. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Strong IT. So again, here's just some of the links. All right, so the slides from yesterday aren't too really bad. Now that I'm really looking at them, so let's continue on with today's slide so I can kind of shut down these slides. I really didn't have to make too many notes on that one. Really? When they accidentally ordered one? I would love to have gotten 12 of those, 12 of these by accident. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Oh man, you gotta send me that on. Send me that on Discord, Muffin. Whatever that was, that gets blotted out by my crazy chatbots there that I got in my, not the chatbots, but the crazy bots in my stream, man. All right, so let's continue on with. So that was just a review of yesterday. So again, I just wanted to review yesterday's stream. Okay. All right, so we successfully did that. So let's talk about what went wrong. Oh no, something went wrong. All right, a lot of stuff went wrong. A lot of stuff went wrong yesterday. Okay. All right. So let me start off. Couldn't understand how to update the BIOS. I know. I really gotta step up my CompTIA certification stuff, guys. If I can't figure out how to update a BIOS on a server, so again, couldn't figure out how to do it. Because I couldn't figure out how to install a operating system. I couldn't figure out how to successfully update the BIOS. I just couldn't get past that. Again, just lack of my knowledge. Lack of my knowledge, especially of one of these, this particular type of server here. All right. So again, then from there we failed to boot from a USB media device. We failed to boot from the device. All right. We had one thing we ended up finding out also as well. We had the wrong ISO image for ESXi. Okay. At least what's wrong. At least what could work with the with what I'm rocking right now and the BIOS firmware that I was able to find after the fact. Okay. So and then again the other the one of the other things that I really struggled with was I was struggling to find good documentation on this matter. Now I know there's probably some subreddit forums and everything out there, but again it's hard to really decipher through all this stuff and dig through the weeds and everything else on this. There are a couple of videos, but again they tend to skip over some of the things that really matter. And I hope to kind of connect connect the dots with some of that stuff today. Maybe to hope to help somebody else out in their future lab endeavors. Okay, let's move on. All right, let's talk about this. All right, so again, I always like to open up the floor to anybody and everybody. And again, I am monitoring. Let me just make sure. Well, I can already see it. I don't have anybody on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else. So only you, Muffin. You're my only one out there. Has anyone ever had issues like this before? With possibly booting up an image on a server like that before? I've done it all. See that's one thing that's why I love doing these streams, Muffin, is because I get the opportunity to talk to people like you, that I don't get to have interactions with on a normal basis, because as you joined my streams before, that I haven't worked in IT. I'm kind of far out of the reach from anything IT, and the only time I get to talk about the things that I do is when I'm doing these streams. So that's again what I'd like to open up the floor with. And cool. So but yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So I mean, do you have maybe a for instance when you were working on a particular device that you were just struggling to get a particular operating system or a particular program on this device that you just, you know, it was almost like mission critical that you needed to get this to run. That's kind of how it felt like to me yesterday. Not the fact that it's mission critical, but it was important for me that I got ESXi to work on the server. You know what I'm saying? If not ESXi, at least Proxmox. You know, I didn't want to not operate a Type 1 hypervisor on this device. You know what I'm saying? It's really finding, and when I had to upgrade our ESXi cluster, which I was like, okay, cool, fine, I can do it. I've done it before, so that's awesome. So I did 2, and then the third just would not work. Really? Now that's one thing. Now were you using vCenter to upgrade? Obviously, you had to have probably been using vCenter to upgrade the ESXi cluster. I guess what I'm asking you is would it make sense for me to lab up using vCenter just by booting it up in, say, like a VMware workstation, and then connecting that to, you know, the ESXi server that I'm running on the server here? Or should I just boot up another instance of ESXi on VMware workstation and then boot up the vCenter app off of that ESXi instance and then connect the two instances together on the cluster? Yeah. All right. Mount it on the map. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Which it turned out booting on USB. Someone had it mounted on a map. Really, that's interesting that they had it, that they had an ESXi. I mean, you can obviously do that, and that's possible. But that was part of the actual cluster right there. That a USB, they were running a mounted USB ESXi host in one of their clusters off of a USB. Yeah, that's cool. And then that's what was giving it issues. Yeah. Generally, people run. Really comments run it off of. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now too. So that was one thing we were hoping to do successfully too, and we were able to do too. Is so I did install a micro, not a micro, but an SSD card into the server because there is a slot. Because you're exactly right, it is common for that. You're exactly right. I did install an SSD card inside of the server because there is a little slot for it. The server array controller, because it's sporting, I believe it's the H420i array controller. I believe that's what it's rocking inside of this. It didn't recognize the SD card, which is fine. I was only concerned that when I finally was able to get boot up ESXi, that I was going to be able to pick up the SD card, so I can install it on the SD card and obviously just use the array of storage for the data store. And that's what ended up happening at the during the installation of ESXi at the end. But yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next slide here. All right. Thank you for bringing that up, Muffin. I appreciate that. All right, so I found a solution. All right, so let's talk about what we got going on in this slide here. All right, so I found a solution. So I figured out I could access the server via the IO HP web GUI. All right. we located and downloaded the firmware image. We uploaded the firmware image via the web GUI. All right. We updated the BIOS firmware. We located and downloaded the proper ESXi image. We uploaded the ESXi image via the web GUI. And that ended up being one of the main things that ended up being the game changer that we had success when we were able to upload the ESXi image via the web GUI. And then at the end, woo! Finally, we successfully installed the ESXi. All right, so let's go to the next slide here. All right, so let's talk about this slide real quick. All right, so accessing the web GUI, accessing the server via the web GUI. So again, I guess in some of these HP servers, they come with a management system kind of like pre-built in them. Here we go. We got their example of the ILO. This is the ILO 4 management system that this server is booting up. Once this server fires up, and that's what's important. If you want to learn more about cluster stuff, then you can read ESXi. You can read ESXi on ESXi, right? Multiple ESXi VMs, maybe on VM storage. Maybe on a VM storage. Right. Yeah, so I mean, I'm actually curious, like, so we have, so I got a couple instances of ESXi actually running in the house right now. So, well, actually, my other one's down, but I have the ESXi that's running on the Raspberry Pi that we did a couple weeks ago. I have that instance going, and then we have this instance going too. So, and then obviously I can boot up another instance on this host computer too, and then we can have 3 instances of ESXi, and maybe that might be like a proper environment to maybe deploy vCenter. But I don't know how vCenter will like the ESXi host on the Raspberry Pi though. I don't think it would like that host too much. I think it actually might run into issues. I don't know how that it would do with clustering that, because obviously that's running a different type of CPU architecture. That's running ARM, and you can't just run anything on that, But I don't know. Okay, so here we go. So to get back to the slide, so accessing the server via the web GUI. So critical to have a network connection to the I/O management NIC located in the back of the server. All right, that's how you're gonna get the IP address. That's gonna get you access to this web page right here. And again, all it's as simple as just entering the IP address into your host. Right. Okay. So learn how to be a production cluster. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, which now I have the capabilities of doing now. So with running the HP server and then running this this host here, this custom built PC, I can run 2 ESXi hosts, and and then just build in storage and then just build that environment from there. Right, right, right. Yeah, I mean, this host alone, I mean, this is the one that I've done a lot of the virtualization anyways with, and this one alone can handle quite a bit too. I mean, but you're exactly right. You don't really need anything serious. I mean, and then obviously this, and then then I can build that environment. Right. That's cool. Well, that's what we're gonna do because what I was just actually looking at today, Muffin, was is not looking but reading um was is as long as I pass this, once I pass the CCNA exam to take the VMware network certification, the associate notification, I don't need to take one of their crazy VMware classes. As long as I pass the CCNA, I can go ahead and take their certification after that too. Because that was again one of the other certifications I was interested in too. Was taking some of these VMware certifications as well too. All right, so let's continue from here. All right, so the next slide. So locating and downloading the BIOS update. Okay, so again, so we had to track down the correct well, just the most recent BIOS update, and the most recent one that I was able to locate was one from 2019. All right, once you export this file, you're gonna download. So you're gonna go to the HP Support Center, and again, I have these links in the description too, guys, as well. You can find again. So you can find this link in the description, or again, you can just find these slides too, and you'll just have to search the proper HP server that you got, whether it be a Gen 8, Gen 9, whatever. But through this support hub right here, you should be able to find your BIOS, your most recent BIOS images, your firmware images, and everything else like that. So this is where I was able to get that file. Once you get that file, you're gonna extract that file. Using something like 7-zip or something like that. Preferably using 7-zip. 7-zip. If you haven't downloaded 7-zip, 7-zip is one of the best file extracting tools I have ever used. It extracts anything. You tell it to extract something, it'll find a way to extract it. That's what 7-zip does. Yeah. So extract that file. You'll see. Then so you're gonna be looking for this. If you get this exact same file that I have here, you're gonna be looking for this. This file that I have highlighted, and that's the CPQP 7113.6 B8, or if you like me to say it, Charlie Papa Quebec Papa 7113 .6 Bravo 8. There you go. That's the file you're looking for. All right. So once you get that file in hand, let's go to the next slide. You're gonna come right over here. You're gonna go back to the God bless you, Max. You're gonna go right back over to the web to the IO HP ILO manager there on the server. All right, you're gonna go down to administrative. You're gonna go down to firmware. All right, you're gonna come over here to choose file. You're gonna locate that file that we just were talking about in the previous scene. All right, and that's this file right here. So remember, that's the CPQ file. Okay, so you're gonna locate this file. Remember, locate that file. All right. All right, you're gonna choose it. You're gonna upload it. All right, and then you're gonna pretty much let the server upload the file and perform a reboot. All right, from there, your firmware. Once the server reboots, you check your firmware. Your firmware should be as of May 28, 2019. That should be the most recent BIOS update for this server right now. Again, is there other ones existing out there that can possibly boot up ESXi 7.0? there might be. I couldn't find it. So all right. So from there, all right. Now there we go with ESXi. All right. So finding the right ESXi image. All right. So again, this was part of the adventure. And this took place. A lot of this all took place during the stream and after the stream, just because of again the issues that I was running into. Okay, so finding the right ESXi image. So HP has an array of custom images for ESXi. So if you obviously you just need to sign up for a free VMware customer profile there. It's free, and then you can, it's easier to kind of navigate through VMware's little web portal there once you're a customer and stuff like that. Because if you're not, well, once you sign up on their website, because if not, then they don't really give you permission to download anything. So you're just better off just signing up to one of their profiles and stuff like that. It just makes navigating anything VMware a lot easier. Again, but we're kind of like bouncing HP and VMware solutions together. This right here, so I have a link over here. So this is this repo page can be located. So if you go to HTTP and you go to this link right here, again, you can find this link in the description or again in the slides. It'll bring you to this Hewlett Packard software enterprise software delivery repo. In there, it discusses solutions for HP servers, particular Gen 10, Gen 9s, and then pre-Gen 9s. All right, obviously this is pre-Gen 9, but we're going to talk about that too as well, because something like that didn't. So again, you're going to see I downloaded. There's an array of images, custom images that HP has for ESXi. You're gonna find SanDisk images that are pre-Gen 9, Gen 9 plus, and then you're gonna find regular Gen 9, Gen 9 plus, and then Gen 9 ESXi images, the 6.5 images. Now, this 6.7, the 7.0, the 6.3. Oh, there's so many ESXi versions, okay? But again, this is what I found that works exactly. And this is, again, what I have in the slides here is the exact image that I'm using on this ESXi image. And again, it's updated. It's you can see it's updated as of May 2021. So this is still being supported by some part of VMware. All right. So again, this is I feel like this is a very good solution to make this work. All right, guys. So there you go. That's the slide right here. If there's any questions, again, we'll keep it going. Let's continue on. All right. All right. Now that we have our image, again, we were running into issues with not being able to utilize the USB to get anything to boot. I mean, Proxmox, anything. I mean, we were plugging in. I was plugging in anything and everything. Anything that had a USB stick, I was plugging it into it to see if I could get anything to boot. And I could get nothing. And I went through the BIOS and I made sure everything was enabled and everything else. And everything seemed to be enabled and should be working, but it just wasn't. Okay, so what we had to do, we had to find another way to do it. So what we figured out and what I want to share with you guys again is another solution. we are going to upload ESXi, and we're going to upload any other images from the web GUI here. So again, we're going to access the web GUI, all right, via the ILO manager here, all right, and you can see from the pictures I got. So right down in this area, let me get my little handy schmandy marker. What a color I got. So this slide over here, what I got pointing onto right here. Once you go over to this page, so we're over here in overview, okay, and this is the first page that you'll log into, and it's going to give you like a quick status of your stats and stuff like that on your server, to see how everything's running. And over here, it's going to give you the ability to remote console in. It's going to give you HTML5, .NET, and Java Web Start. Depending on your preference, you can use either one you want. I just chose to use HTML5, whatever. I mean, I'm doing everything locally anyways, guys, so I don't have to really worry about too much craziness. All right. And then from there, this pulls up this nice web interface. And again, this is the actual console from the server. So again, if you were watching, or if you go back to yesterday's stream, you can see me yesterday. I had my little 7-inch monitor I had set up on top of the server over here, and I had my other webcam monitoring that monitor, because I failed to find a HDMI to VGA converter, so I can hook the feed directly up to my capture card here, so I can bring you the console that way. But no, I didn't realize that you can again access the console via this web GUI. So again, this is the awesomeness behind this server and some of the features that I didn't realize existed on this server. All right, so you accessing this console here, you'll see that I got this little icon highlighted, and it's a little CD media icon. You click on that CD media icon right there, and once you click on that CD media icon, it gives you the ability to upload a image remotely. Okay, so as long as, again, if you have the image here on your host PC, whatever you're accessing it through the web GUI, you can upload the image remotely to your server, all right, via your network. Very awesome. So and this is when I started plugging and playing. Now I had an array of images, and I did, trust me, I tried an array of these ESXi images, and the only one I had, some of them got past, some of them got pretty far into the boot phase. Some of them couldn't even be recognized. But the one that did work, again, was that one that on the very previous slide. We'll go back to the very previous slide just so I can, just for an example. So this this VMware ESXi 6.5.0 dash update 3 yada 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 Gen 9 plus image as of May 2021. This was the only image that I had any success with, guys. Okay, all right. And then boom, obviously you reboot this. You upload the image, you reboot the server, and then that image walked us through the initial installation process like you normally would on any ESXi host. Awesome. We did it. Woo woo, we did it. We did it! Woo woo! ESXi installed! Trust me, I was pumped up yesterday. I was sweating bullets. Woo! Alright. So, one thing I want to bring up. Remember to connect another network connection to the back of your server. Again, this is me not having, you're gonna laugh at me, Muffin, but again, this is me not having too much experience with actual production type devices. Okay, the ESXi installed perfectly. It booted right up, but then boom, it doesn't have an IP address. What are you talking about? Why doesn't it's not making a connection to the network? I have internet going to the back of it, and I'm reaching. And watching just play Chips Challenge nostalgic game. Ooh, nice. That's cool. But I was saying, so, I got the network hooked up in the back to the management. Obviously, I didn't realize that the ESXi needed another network, needed its own NIC to install its own network manager onto that device, that interface. So yeah, so just make sure you install or you have another network adapter installed on your server, so that way your ESXi host can properly have a management interface. All right, so there we go. So we confirmed the installation. Now it's time to lab. Whoop whoop, lab it up, lab it up. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Very last slide. All right, so again, some of the real cool features that I just wanted to just briefly just bring up about the ILO management. It provides an array of comprehensive features. Summary, again, a real nice summary of the server stats, temperature gauge feeds. These are some of the live. It's somewhat live feeds. It updates every. I could probably change how frequent it updates, but it gives you a nice like a nice 3D model of where you can get some hot spots and stuff like that. It's usually the hot spots usually around the SD controller, the array controller, I believe. That's where a lot of the heat is coming from right there. But then it gives you a nice, CPU, RAM, sensor data, and much more. So again, very, very nice stuff, guys. But again, it was definitely a learning curve. It was definitely a learning curve to what we were dealing with. Well, at least what we're used to playing around with and stuff like that. We're dealing with a real device now that it's a beast all on its own. You know what I'm saying? Not alone just dealing with ESXi and stuff like that. Just dealing with a device that alone is can be a headache. So from here, guys, what I would like to do from here is I'd like to just go through some of the stuff again with walking through building this particular lab in the Windows VM environment that I wanted to go through. But I just want to take a quick break here. I just want to grab a quick drink. So yeah, if you guys can just hang out for just a minute here, just check something out.
Just gonna hang out real quick. Hang out real quick and enjoy some of my old content while I go get a quick drink. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Joe. If this is your first time coming to my channel, please subscribe. Stay tuned. Today, guys, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing like an impromptu unboxing. So my wife streams daily. That's what she does. She's nearly made it a career of daily streaming on various apps. One in particular, but she's always said to me she just felt as though the lighting was never right enough for her face, because she's always using the phone with the camera facing, with the screen facing her face. Not the best camera on the actual phone, but she has a decent phone and the camera does get a good picture. But obviously, as she walks around throughout the day, that lighting, it's gonna change. You know what I'm saying? If she's in the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, it all has different lighting. So I thought it was a great idea to get her a light. You got Mommy's Day coming up here pretty soon. And I know that she wanted something to really, and I wanted to give her something that would really enhance what she does on a daily. So for what I did, for what I got her for Mother's Day, LEDs in it, it's rechargeable. It's got a clip on it. We're gonna open it up and we're gonna see. But it's got a clip on it, so obviously, at least it states that it should clip onto most of today's smartphones. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna use the camera here that we're gonna shoot. What we're gonna do is when we get down to the point where actually we'll mount the camera right here on a table mount tripod. We'll face the camera the other way, so it's screen facing towards me. We'll shoot it as is, without the light. All right, and then we'll shoot with the light. Yeah, I tell you guys, I am a handsome fella. I am a handsome fella. That with cookies. What do we need to open, guys? Real quick. There we go. So here's our ESXi host right here, guys. All right. This is running again. So this is running off of the HP ProLiant server. All right. So again, so we're running off the HP ProLiant server, 12 CPUs. We're sporting just under 64 gigs of RAM. All right, and we are running the 6.5. Okay. All right, so we're running the 174778481 build of the ESXi 6.5 update 3. All right, so that's what we got going on here. We come over here. I've already got I've just booted up, created two VMs initially, real quick, just to ensure that things were running properly and everything else. So come over here to Netbox. Netbox is going to be the Windows machine that we're going to be building this environment in, what I want to do enable some hot plugin. That way we're not oversubscribing this VM here. We don't have to, at least. I'll get it. 24 gigs of RAM. You just want to make sure it's nice and beefy, you know? So that should be a nice beefy VM. Yeah, so I got the 2019 edition. I got that downloaded. I got that image as well too. Well, I got a image of that downloaded. How's that? I really haven't messed with the server editions though of Windows. I've just been playing around. I love playing around with this. With their virtual machine image, that you can get their Microsoft developer image there. I love that image, man. I tell you that right, and that's the reason behind, and that's what I so exactly what you just said is the reason behind I stress lab and different operating systems, because again, there are companies that are still running, like you just said, versions of 2016 and 2012 Windows Server. So it's worth my time to spend labbing those up and figuring the quirks in some of the differences to working with those types of environments. You know what I'm saying? So let's boot this up. All right. Let's just make sure it's. I love how that always resets every time. All right. So here we go. So we're in our Windows. This is gonna be our Windows. Pretty much like our dev environment here, guys. I'm gonna download some programs real quick.
Hey, Daddy.
Well, hello, Mr. Max. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Be careful opening it. figure out which one's my file server. Right? Future network system admin. Exactly. He's learning. He's learning. He's learning. Hopefully he's learning all my mistakes. Oh, there's my file server section. I found my file server. So again, guys, to get access to these files, everything that we're gonna access today, guys, so all the stuff we're gonna access today, guys, VirtualBox, GNS3, the Windows virtual image, the PFSense, all these are things that we're going to be using today, guys. These are all free stuff, guys, that you if you guys want to lab yourself, if you guys want to, you know, create your own environments like I'm going to create today. You know, that's why I wanted to do this lab in particular way, because oh, what's up, best Bumblebee, Beastly Bumblebee? How's it going on my CCNA exam? So we're gonna jump back into things, Bumblebee. And we gotta nail the studying back in my head again. I gotta jump back on the horse. Part of jumping back on the horse is putting time into building this lab. Putting time in this lab and booting up ESXi and stuff like that I'm doing today. It's just going to inspire me to put the energy back into the CCNA studies again, because again, this is what I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to pass my CCNA exam. All right. Let's go over. I'm gonna just download some of the programs. I already I've already downloaded all, so again, if you've caught previous streams, I've kind of built this this file manager around supporting, and this is running off of a Proxmox server. So I got a Proxmox server running off of an old laptop that I had. So it's that laptop that I had booted up Ubuntu on a while ago. Well, it originally was a Windows laptop that turned into a Raspbian OS laptop that then turned now it's supporting Proxmox, and it's doing a great job at running Proxmox right now, I'll tell you that much. But it's only got 4 gigs of RAM and is it 4 CPUs? 4 CPUs. But it's got 4 CPUs, 4 gigs of RAM, and it's got 600 gigs of storage. So it's perfect for running Proxmox. I can't virtualize. It can't do any nested virtualization, which sucks, but whatever. But what it's going to be used for primarily and going forward, it's going to be using it to run the Linux containers out of Proxmox. So that's what that laptop's new life's going to be. So it's just going to be a Linux container baby maker. Just going to be plugging out those containers. Ching, ching, ching. All right. So this is the container right here. So there's a file server container that's running off the Proxmox. So and I kind of just pre-built it with all these programs and images on it for this demonstration today. Very cool. So let's get started. Let's download. We need. Where are you? VirtualBox. There you go. Alright, so VirtualBox. What's next we need? We'll grab pfSense. Alright. We're gonna grab the GNS3 and then the GNS3 OVA. And again, guys, everything here super easy to locate and find too, guys. Let me see. Do I have a video with all these links to them all? Again, if anybody has any issues getting any of these free images, make sure you guys definitely get, definitely leave definitely leave a comment. Now the Cisco ISO stuff, the Cisco images I can't help you with. Just putting that out there, guys. Can't help you with it. All right, so now yes, we need the GNS3 installer. Okay. Without you. And the A. Okay. So the joys of downloading these things beforehand and locally. Instead of trying to do this during the stream. The only one that's going to take some time is the Microsoft one. But we might not even deal with that. Let's do... Nah, I guess we can do that. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about with things. That though is going to take a little bit to download, but we'll see. Let's not do that. Let's do... We just need something that has a... Yeah, we'll do this Kali limit. Kali. Yeah. We'll do the Kali image. That way you guys can have access to a web GUI via the Kali image and stuff like that. Plus the Kali image is pretty anyway, so I like the Kali image. And who doesn't? Who doesn't want Kali? Everybody wants Kali. Everybody wants Kali. Maxwell, you want Kali, right? Exactly. Everybody wants Kali.
Wait, can I see?
It's right there. It's Kali.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll buy that for $1.
How much is it?
It's free, buddy. It's free. It's free.
Buy it.
Let's buy it. It's free.
Yeah.
But you never heard anybody so excited about Kali before. Alright. So we got those guys. We're looking pretty. Everything is awesome. Everything is better when you're part of a team. Listen, buddy, you're gonna get me ejected out of this. You know that, right? Alright. So what are we looking like for this PC now? Since we downloaded all that stuff, we're still looking pretty good. Everything here, we're gonna build all of our VMs and everything is gonna be on this data store here. So that's where all of our VMs and everything are going to be sitting on. Because initially this the VM boots up, it only gives it 40 gigs right off the bat. But you can add as many hard drives to these things as many as as possible. So. Come on, Callie, you can do it. I just want Callie to hurry up and finish downloading. And we can check on their actual come on, there you go. So this idea to kind of do this build was prompt to well, I mean, I guess this was something I've been wanting to stream about for a while. But what kind of prompt was like impromptu and kind of gave me the real idea to just go ahead and just do it. Was this I've been watching things and trying to work on GNS3 for quite some time. It was just recently that I figured out a way to really utilize GNS3 in a way that felt comfortable, that way that I think is easy for people to set up and manage themselves. And it's not super complicated I've seen other examples of how to set up labs in GNS3 and stuff like that. You'll see kind of today, this is, what we'll build is a fairly easy way to really, at least, again, from my experience and, from what I'm saying, it's an easy way for you to lab up. So the server, so I got it shipped, and again, shout out to Strong IT. It was listed with only having eight bays of 300 gigabyte drives. So it was listed with only having 8 300 gigabyte drives. Strong, the folks over at Strong IT, they end up upgrading the drives to 600 gigs. So 600 gigs. I did I did end up splitting it into splitting the drives into two logical drives, and I made two RAID 5 arrays, which then ended up giving me about 3.5 terabytes of storage at the end, even with the combined two partitions. And the only reason why I made the two partitions was I didn't. Again, when I was going through all that issues, I didn't think I was gonna boot up Proxmox, and I didn't know if Proxmox was gonna be able to pick up on the SD card that I had installed in the server. So I had created the partition just in case Proxmox or another operating system that I was gonna install didn't pick up on the SD card. So that's the only reason why I made it two partitions. But when I created the data store in ESXi, I just combined the two array partitions back together,
inside of ESXi. So ESXi recognizes as just a single data store. So yeah, so we're splitting about 3.5 terabytes, which is good. It's fine.
Daddy,
Plenty of storage.
can I make this more?
Can you make us more?
Yeah.
Maybe after. So I'm gonna finish my lab, and then we're gonna go on a walk, and then we can make some more afterwards. Okay. Hey, that's dirty. I'm serious.
I didn't touch it.
We're gonna drink. We're gonna drink.
What do you think?
You go get a drink for yourself,
Why?
because you're hungry.
That doesn't solve anything.
That doesn't solve. All right. Kali Linux is good. All right, so we're good. You know what, Max? It's something else, buddy. Here's something else. Here's something else.
Something else. Yes, something.
We can put the ISOs on the ESXi's data store. Oh yeah, no, I know. Right. But then, right, and then obviously I could probably just access the data store via, right. No, I get that. And then access the data store via the a browser anyways from the VMs, and then just re-download the ISOs from there. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? ESXi can act, ESXi is, can act pretty much like exactly like that, a data store, like a file server. I had only, I created the container, the file server, because I didn't have this ESXi already up and running. This host up and running. So, but I just want to maintain though everything being built on that. That's where that like my little vault for all my stuff will be on there. Not a vault, but just so the VMs can have something to access. That's all it's for. That's all I'm using Proxmox for. It's just to do stuff with containers and stuff like that. So that's all I'm getting out of. All right, let's start. Let's come over here. Let's start installing some programs here. So let's start off with VirtualBox. All right, let's go through the setup together, guys. Yep. We're just gonna go with all the defaults. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Start up. So why VirtualBox when you have an ESXi host? All right. So why VirtualBox when you have an ESXi host? So this lab. So this. I'll show you. You're gonna see, Muffin, how VirtualBox works with how well it works with GNS3 as we continue on to the side. You're gonna see why. You'll see why. You'll see why. There's a reason why. All right, so we have our VirtualBox right here. So let's we're gonna boot. We're gonna get the GNS3. Let's go to preferences. I just want to change the store with my VMs. Yeah, so that's part of why I'm doing this. Yeah, this Windows 10 is a VM too. Oh, we're virtualized everywhere, my good friend. So, again, I could. I'm just so you're gonna see. So the whole purpose behind doing this all in a Windows VM is to have it all containerized together on itself, Muffin. So what I can do with this whole once I build this image, Muffin, is I can containerize this image and then just I can clone it, I can break it, I can do what I want with it. I can make 20 different clones out of it. I can continue to recycle this image. That's the reason why I'm building GNS3, VirtualBox, everything all on this Windows VM, so I can just containerize this VM at the end. That's all. That's the reason I'm building a net app. It's going to be an app at the end of it, not an app I can, but that's the reason why I'm doing it this way. So it's all containerized together. It just gets down to the point of, making purposeful containers. And that's all this is. I just got to press one button and this does everything. You know what I'm saying? It's going to run VirtualBox, GNS3, everything, all in one container. That's the only reason why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I'm going to select the default. So, yes, but running GUIs off of the GNS3 VM isn't, doesn't always work the best. So one thing I was having an issue with was virtualized applications inside of the standalone VM itself. That's what I was having issues with, and that's why I came up with this. Yeah, see, so I don't want to run the client on my desktop. That's the whole, again, that gets down to the point of what I'm trying to create here. I don't want GNS3 to be on my desktop. I don't want it to be on my desktop. I want it to be on a VM completely. So that includes the client desktop and the VM, all in the same VM. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get at. Because I've had issues with GNS3 doing some funky stuff and breaking. It's broken. It's broken my computer a couple times because it takes control of things. Because you enable it, we're going to enable it to take control of VirtualBox. Well, I've had it enabled where it took total control of VMware Workstation and it broke my PC one time. So that's why I don't tend to do things on my host PC anymore if I can avoid it. I like to do everything virtually. Okay, so let's import this device now. Yep, perfect. And the other thing too, Muffin, is uh, for just, I guess, purposes when it comes to um, demoing how. Why is this going to take so long to import this virtual image? It shouldn't take this long. It's never taken this long before. There we go. I was going to say. Building things, you know, building stuff, doing stuff like this, where I can build it and break it inside of Windows VMs too, helps me, you know, demonstrate things too with people too as well. That's a problem right there. It's not enabling nested virtualization for some reason. Now, I know I enabled that feature. It's not the end of the world. It's actually not too bad. You'll see. But this is not picking up on nested virtualization for some reason. Let me just fire it up anyways. It's not. Another thing it's going to prevent us from doing right now is it's just going to prevent us from using any Cisco devices, which I'm not going to include in this lab today anyways. But we're just booting up the GNS3 VM real quick. Should be coming up any minute now.
finish doing that? That's a problem. We'll fix that though. Okay, we'll fix that. No big deal for now. Alright, now let's boot. Let's get GNS3 installed real quick. What did it do? Alright. Alright, I agree, yep. I'm just gonna do it with the desktop. Installation, sure. Keep it with the defaults. And again, we're just gonna install all the default programs that go along with it too as well. Well, yeah, if you did the same install process and install the program, it's gonna get weird. If you just install the client, it's fine. That's true. No, you're exactly right, Muffin. You know what I'm saying? You're exactly right. But you know, in some instances, GNS3 needs some of these dependencies. You know what I'm saying? Again, it just goes down to do you feel comfortable with having heavy programs like this running locally on your desktop, or do you feel comfortable with them maybe running on a VM? Obviously with VMs it adds that layer. You're adding that layer. That's why I really like how where Cisco Model Lab is going, but Cisco Model Lab itself has its own limitations. I wish it was a little bit easier to do some things in Cisco Model Lab. Just itself, its sandbox in itself is fine, but when it comes to adding multi-vendor environments into Cisco Model Lab,
It's possible, but it gets, it gets really difficult. You know what I'm saying? Some guys might be able to do it fairly easy, not run into many problems. But someone like me, shoot. Did GNS3 start? It did. Okay. Alright, so now that's the only reason why I needed it to have the GNS 3 VM to connect to it. Now, this is going to be the next part to this lab. Drop down GNS3 for now. Now come back over there to our virtual machine container. Tools. Build a new VM now. So we're gonna name this Cali box. We'll just name it Cali. Cali box, whatever. Yep. And we'll just give it the Yep. Sure, 8 gigs, it's fine with me. Let's come over here to settings now. Actually, let's do this real quick though. Let's move all of our. So let's do this. Actually, we can keep all of it. That's fine. How I do it is I have the GNS3 VM use the client on my desktop to run to connect to it. If I want stuff from GNS3 to talk to my home network, I just add the cloud. Right? Yep. You just add the cloud node. Yep, and that's how you connect to your home network. Yep. If I want to deploy VMs that aren't really networking related, if I want to run them terms, I just the same port group as the GNS3 VM. And that's a perfect way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
But again, you're doing this all on ESXi. I know I'm doing it, but I'm giving it. So I want to, for instance, where I could have somebody who doesn't maybe have access to ESXi to do this. Now, if they had maybe virtual VMware Workstation Pro, you know, with the network editor, you can create virtual switches and stuff like that. I guess you can kind of do the same thing. You can do the same thing on Windows Hyper-V too. You can create virtual switches and stuff like that too, to put all the VMs that you want to be controlled on the same port group or whatnot. You know, again, if they have access to that, you know, that's an awesome. I like that lab. I would love to actually see you demo that lab. All right, so now let's come over here. Let's connect the ISO file that we're gonna need to boot this battery up. Alright, that's it. That's all we gotta do. We just gotta do, once we boot this thing up and we go through the initial once we go through the boot up of this and we get it all installed and everything, I'll show you how GNS3 takes it from there too. Go. I don't know what this whole black box is about. That'll fix soon. Everything is awesome. So this shouldn't take too long, guys, to get Kali up. And for those who haven't done a Kali installation, well, here you go. Here's an example of a Kali installation. Just if you guys haven't done it for yourselves, there you go. I believe this image that I'm using too is in one of the most right, and that's what I'm getting at, Muffin, is to continuize this whole entire thing. You know what I'm saying? Into one VM. You know, that's all it is. But again, it also gives an example for anybody that all of this can be done for free. You know what I'm saying? On their own desktop, if that's the only thing that is available for them. It's all of this stuff is open source. At least what I'm demoing today, and available. At least what we're going to be doing inside of this VM today. Well, right now. Come on, Kelly. We can do it. Come on, Kelly. We can do it. I can feel it. We're just gonna do this, and then we'll just do a PF sense, and then we'll do we're just gonna do a container, and then that'll be it. So after this should be the longest thing. This is gonna be the longest thing for us to install. After this, the PF sense image, and then the container should be pretty quick. So again, anybody that's out there that's just joining in, enter the host name on the system, Cali. Don't care for a domain. Right. So we're gonna say Joe. Okay. You're gonna see. Don't worry, Muffin. Don't worry, my Muffin. You will see how it all comes together. I'm on Cali. Let's go. Almost done with Cali. I like how this thing, it chases. It's like I'm chasing. I don't know if I'm chasing it or if it's chasing me. I don't know. Oh, I almost lost it. Yeah, yeah. Crazy mouse doing crazy things. Just doing a very default installation of Kali Linux, guys. Very, very default. As default as it will come. I think it would have been shorter for me to boot up the Windows VM in this amount of time instead of installing Kali Linux over here. It would have been shorter for me to do the Windows VM. Hindsight is always 20/20. Come on. Let's go. Ten hours later. It just don't make it makes any sense. I must be losing my mind, Muffin. I must be losing my mind. I guess I don't know. Let me see. It just makes making the sandboxing easy, in my opinion, because I can make the connections right on the client desktop. You know, in the VMs will pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Without any hesitation. Uh, Whereas putting them in the same port group, that's fine. Uh, you know, but you don't get to have them actually interact inside the client desktop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll be able to. Yeah, exactly. And then that's the other thing too. That's all this is. It's just gonna be like a net. It's like a net. It's just like a net box VM. It's got everything in it. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the idea too. Uh, you know, again, it's just it. You know, if you're gonna do anything, you know, I just feel as though if you're gonna virtualize something, you might as well just virtualize the whole entire environment. All I'm trying to get at is just to containerize that whole entire environment that I want to build inside one actual VM. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't, you know, doing it this way, I shouldn't be dealing. I don't think I would be dealing with too many. I don't think I'm going to be dealing with too many resource dependent type issues. Uh, you know, because I mean the host itself, the ESXi host itself, it's got plenty of resources. Again, and I also, you know, we enabled hot plugin in case we have to enable it. You know, I don't know, but I guess it's to each their own. You know, and that's the thing, Muffin, and that's the other thing too. There's like a trillion different ways to GNS3. You know what I'm saying? There's a way I'm gonna show how to do it. There's a way you know how to do it. There's a way, you know, you'll see David Bumble doing it. You know, uh, there's a couple different ways to GNS3 it up. You know, uh, I'm just trying to come up with an idea that I think is easy for, you know, somebody that really doesn't have too much experience with virtualization to might undertake as a project on their own and be able to have uh, some success and maybe some fun, and maybe might be able to get them into networking too, you know, like how I got into networking, how maybe you got into IT or networking, you know what I'm saying? You know, at one point, some of the stuff might have been fun for us. It might not be so much fun anymore, but at one point, it might have been fun for us. You know? Yeah, so, I mean, again, if you're utilizing GNS3 as an extension to your real network, that's fine. You know, and if that's how you're implementing it in that use case, yeah, you know, you probably have a valid point. I see, you know, I see GNS3 as a tool. Oh yeah, no, everything here is running on my home network, Muffin. Everything here is running on my network. Nothing. Uh, yeah, nothing's in the cloud here. You know, I'm saying you know, this is. I got my Raspberry Pi DNS server here. You know, I got switches over here. Uh, uh, you know, I got the Proxmox. I got the Proxmox server down there. I got the ESXi
Right, right. I get that. Right, right. And that's what and you can implement GNS3 as that use case all day long because it's that powerful. And that's again one of the other points I would like to bring up about GNS3. It's powerful. It's a super powerful platform, program platform, VM, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if there's a real, if we can come up with a real way to put a finger on what GNS3 is. Uh, you know, it's super powerful. That's all I can say. I love GNS3. That's why I'm getting back into playing around with it again. Because for a while, I didn't want to. I was almost intimidated to use GNS3. You know what I'm saying? And I was strictly doing most of my lab work inside of Cisco Model. I got a great tool, and you can implement that kind of stuff in your home network. Same thing, you know, and it can interact outside of its sandbox too as well. You can add, you can add the cloud things to those network to that topology as well, and have it actually do things outside of itself. You know, but again, it's not. How do I describe it? I guess in a sense, I wanted a way where if I wanted a Juniper firewall, that I just want to drag it over, click it into my sandbox, press the connections button, make the connection to whatever, the switch, what have you, or the router, and sandbox it from there. And it to be that easy, and it to be that visually presented. Again, especially for when we do like streams like this and stuff like that. We just text the wife. She just followed me. She'll beat me up. You know that, Muffin. You know the wife will beat me up if I don't follow back. So I mean, yeah. So yeah. Holy moly, Cali Lennox. I'm all right. So I mean. Oh no! Oh no! Look who's in the stream now, Muffin. Oh no! What have I done? This is what I get for not answering my phone, Muffin. This is what I get. She found me. She found me, Muffin. Hi, baby. Just doing some hoobity blabbity. You love this stuff. You love me talking about this stuff. I tell you guys, she's my #1 fan. She loves hearing me talk about this stuff all day long. Honey, you want to know what's funny? The second you join my stream, everybody starts coming in my stream. You're my lucky star, baby. You know that? You know that? You smell what I'm stepping in? Do you smell what I'm stepping in? Holy moly, honey, look at that. You join my stream and all of a sudden everybody starts coming in. That's it. Doing some hoobity blabbity. Oh yeah. Most definitely doing some hoobity blabbity. Come on, honey, we're getting some Cali Lennox up in here. Don't you love Cali, honey? You know Cali. Oh, Cali. Callie's the favorite cat around this house, I tell you guys. Me and Callie, we go way back. Me and Callie, you know. There was a time in my life there, guys, where it was just me and Callie. She was on one side of the bed, I was on the other. Dale. My cat, yes. My cat. I spent more time with that cat than you ever have. Mama. Kelly Lennox is taking forever. So how's everything going? She's mine. There. Wow. Everything is awesome. How's your day going, baby? Hope you're having a good day today. How is everybody else doing today? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Everybody that just joined. We're having spaghetti and sausages. Yum, 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 yum. So if you just joined the stream, welcome. I'm Joe Caffarelli, that is. We're installing Kali Linux up on VirtualBox right now. It's quiet. That's good. We're putting together the way I like it, right? Especially right now, you grumpy old lady. We're building a GNS3 lab here. And getting it all put together. I swear, Kali Linux takes forever to install. I seriously should have just went with the she sent the rocket ship. I love that you use my emotes. My emotes are awesome. I have to say, guys, I have the best emotes around. Oh no, that is not one of my emotes. Everything is awesome. We're going on a trip to our favorite rocket ship, sailing to the sky. I love this black box. It continues. All right, Callie, come on. We're almost done, Callie. This is taking forever. You know what song I was singing the other day too was hold on. Hold on, everybody. There's a phone. A phone is ringing. I was singing that at work the other day too. And what somebody pointed out to me is they were the OG what's the name of that hamster movie there? That the hamsters, that they were like their own CIA agents. Don't sing. I have a beautiful singing voice. My singing voice is amazing. It's like the opera. No, but what is that hamster movie where they were like top secret agents or something like that, But yeah, that was like the animal rescue force there. The phone is winging. Don't shh me. I can only shh you. I'm the shh guy. Shh, shh. OMG, Kelly Lennox. Maybe I should have used an open virtual file for this one. Ah. Listen. Choices. It's all gonna be worth it in the end, folks. I promise. Don't you? What happened? Are you serious right now? That's ridiculous. I'm dealing with you right now. I'll deal with you. Boom. Look at that ISO. Done. Alright, we're gonna do this a different way, just to finish this out, guys. So I'm not new one. This one to be real fast. This is a tiny core Linux. Give it 1 gig. This should boot up in like seconds, guys. And then at least this will be able to give you the example of what I'm trying to prove over here. Well, at least trying to implement. So there we go. So we got our tiny core Linux. I don't know why I just didn't go with this first. So now we can just power this off real quick. So we just power that thing off. What's it doing?
that's dead now. Just do one more. We'll just do the PF Sense. Again, this will be a real fast one. So this one though, we're gonna add another adapter. Mama is in the house. Mama T. I love it. Oh, good looks on the follow. Thank you very much for that. Welcome to the stream, Mama T. Over here building labs in GNS3. How's your day go? Alright, let's put this up real quick. This will be the last one that we gotta do. Now I'm gonna worry about the. I'll deal with the Kali Linux issue later. PF Sense. Well, hello. Alright, come on, PF Sense. Let's do this. Come on. Come on, PF Sense. We're gonna do it. Thank you very much for the follow, Mama T. I appreciate that. You just made my day. You just made my day. It's been a while. Like I was streaming very consistently for a while, and now this is, I'm getting back into things and stuff like that. We're making all kinds of new labs and stuff like that. What is going on? This thing is breaking like crazy. Come on. Come on, PF Sense, you can do it. There it goes. PF Sense was struggling for a second. I think the Harley would make it better. Harleys make everything better. then we're just gonna go all defaults on this. What's up, baby? Baby. Is that mom? Ha 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 ha! That's mama! 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 I love it. I love that she's watching. Well, hello! Mwah! Welcome to the stream. That's awesome. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at that. I've only got 2 viewers right now. The 2 ladies I love the most. You think she was a fangirl. You girls are funny. You guys just made my day. Maxwell. Maxwell! Maxwell! Come say hi to Nana. Say hi.
Hi.
Come here. Jump on the stream, buddy. Your #1 fan is watching.
What is it?
Come here, your #1 fan's watching. Come say hi. So guys, come say hi.
Who is it?
Come here, come here, come here, come here, come say hi.
#1 fan.
Oh, you're a bum. Come on, come on, come on, come say hi. Come say hi.
Who?
Come say hi.
You said who's my #1 fan?
Come, look at that. Say hi, Max.
Who?
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who said that?
Your #1 fan.
Who was
You don't know who your #1 fan is?
that? No.
Huh? You're crazy, buddy. Huh? It's your #1 fan for fun. Maxwell.
Who's that?
Hmm?
Who's
That's Mama T. Mama T. You don't know Mama T? Stand up. Stand up. Come on. Stop being floppy. Come on. Stand up. Watch your feet too, buddy. Floppy fish.
You're floppy fish.
You're a floppy fish.
Floppy fish.
Get out of here, you floppy fish. Honey, where did all my viewers go? Everything is awesome. Everything is better when you're part of a team. Alright, we're almost done with our installation of PFSense. Everything is awesome. Alright, there we go, finishing it up. I gotta do something about this black dot. I don't like this black dot. I don't know what that is from. Right. Oh, you guys are awesome. Alright, so we gotta come over here and we're gonna do a reboot. Your favorite pasta. Oh, you know how much I love pasta, 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 pasta. So we just gotta turn it off real quick. We gotta just disconnect the source media device there. All right, so now we have those two inside of VirtualBox. Now we just come over here to GNS3. Let me maximize GNS3 real quick. Over here to preferences. I'm gonna go to VirtualBox. Okay, I'm gonna add a new template. Run the program on it. It's going to look at it. It's going to find all of our nice little devices here. I'm going to go edit. I'm going to go to network. This is the tiny core. End devices, sure. This is little tiny core. So little tiny core. This could be little tiny core. It looks good. All right. We'll apply that. New one. We'll run it again. Picks up. I'm going to pick up pfSense now. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go to network. Okay. All right. I'm going to give it 2 network adapters. pfSense needs 2 network adapters. Okay. All right. We'll give it. It is a router. Sure. Right. Good. All right. So now we have 2 templates inside of our GNS3 desktop here. And apply. And okay. Now we come over here. We'll create a new project. All right. I'm going to browse. I'm going to come over here to this PC. Put in the E drive. I'm going to create a new folder in here. Call it labs. All right, and this is where we're going to be building all of our labs. Okay, so this is lab 1. Okay, so this is our new. So now we have our new lab. Okay, now we come over here. We'll come over here to devices. We'll come over here. We'll grab our pfSense router. We'll drop that right into our topology here, guys. And we'll turn it off. Okay. Now what GNS3 is going to do is it's going to boot up pfSense. Yep, we're going to allow access to it. Then again, so GNS3 is going to boot up pfSense. Just want to make sure it successfully loads up, guys. Nothing goofy happened to it. Okay, pfSense is coming up. You want to come over to do some yard work tomorrow? You know, you guys have grandchildren that we can have do yard work. All right, so pfSense is up and running, so we have our nice little thingy there. So now we can come over here. We'll run this on the is it gonna work? Oh, I don't think it's gonna work, right? No, it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. He'll be out on his bike. So let's do some connecting here. We'll start that VPC. That VPC we should be with a console. So if we do IP, so if we do IP DHCP minus R. We should get an IP address from the pfSense router. So our address is 192.168.1.100. So if I do a ping 192.168.1.1, yep, communication with the router. Okay, very good. Now come over here to this tiny core. I'm going to boot the tiny core. Teach me some code. Would you like the system to pick up the fastest miner? Yeah, sure. The thing has any programs on it, which is fine. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some coding stuff and stuff like that too. Here very shortly. Let's see, control panel, editor. Thank you very much again for the foam. I appreciate that. Hopefully Shannon told you what my plan was for the foam on how I'm going to insulate this fconfig. So, and then, so my address is 192.168.1.100 and .101, and if I ping 192.168.1.100, and I'm communicating with the other connected device. And so there you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, this is what I wanted to lab up today. And I think again, so this is the environment. This is the start of the environment that I'm going to be creating and tailoring inside of GNS3 here. Obviously, there's going to be more to it, and that's going to be, with more streams to come. We're going to be installing some Juniper appliances to this, some Cisco appliances, and this is going to be a multi-vendor sandbox arena. You know what I'm saying? All hosted on a VM that again can be cloned and manipulated and moved onto other ESXi hosts and stuff like that. So again, I appreciate you all joining me today, and here, let's go over to this scene. Max, welcome over here. Hold on, let me erase this. So again, guys, get a look at the camera. Can't look at the screen. Get a look at the camera. Thank you so much for joining with me today as we went to today's stream. You can find all the
the slides that all the slides to the streams on the Discord channel. Remember, that's under the server channel, server config channel under my Discord. That's where you can find the slides and some of the other documentation, manuals, and everything else that I've found so far on the server. Other than that, guys, where are we at? We're almost at 3 hours. This has been a decent long stream. But I just wanted to get this done so we can continue labbing from here. Until next time, guys, keep labbing, okay? Thank you so much, everybody, for joining with me. And I love you ladies very much. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a great day. Bye, everybody.